Another day, another fun 2 episodes to do a review on. Honestly, I forgot how much crazy the show can get regarding both its seriousness and its comedy mixed together. But let us continue on with episodes 5 and 6, the start of what I would call the beach arc. With episode 5, it's honestly hilarious that it starts off with, well, basically that McDonald's is going to be shutting down for a bit for renovations. And Mao is only caught off guard by this, despite being told, because, well, he basically was depressed for most of, not for a while, as they imply. And yeah, the manager kind of caught that when Chiho's like, oh, you must have been depressed, or you must have not registered it because you were depressed because of Alice Ramos. And then she's like, the manager's like, really? You managed to tune it out? Which is funny. So for a while he just tuned it out, and because of the consequences of last episode of just Gabriel getting shot off the building and causing damage, yeah, the landlord lady does say that they have to move out and renovate, which was 2 weeks, I believed, that was told. So yeah, apparently LCL just kind of just didn't took it well. Mao, of course, is not taking it well, but he's taking it slightly better than him. And then just LCL and Yurishihara are just in the ground, just sad. After this, because they got a tape from the landlord, and it's a very old VHS tape, they obviously can't play it, so a bit of a hiccup for a bit until Chiho offers them to go to her place so they can see this tape, which we get to have Mao interact with Chiho's mom. I honestly, it's been a while since I've seen season 1, but Chiho's mom is very relaxed, very chill, if you know what I mean. So I don't know, I feel a bit odd about that, but then again, it's pretty cool. But continuing on, Mao gets the message. Landlord is like, hey, I got you guys, you 3 boys can head towards this place where a family member needs help with something, so they can stay while the renovations are going on, since that is the landlord's more important things. And yeah, Mao take calls, lets the other one know that we want the job. Since it was obviously 2 weeks, it makes sense. Like, if someone doesn't call you in 2 weeks, it's that you have like a job opportunity and stuff, like, yeah, they'll assume that you're not interested. But in Mao's case, to be fair, they don't really have VHS things to see what the landlord lady was trying to tell them. But continuing on from here, it's basically Mao just informing the others that, hey, we're all gotta work, even you, Yurishihara, which is funny. The one character at the first half of season 1 who caused havoc and stuff is now a lazy bum, who honestly, I'm not even surprised. He is treated like a joke for the most part. Even as a villain, he wasn't treated as a big threat. But there is something interesting. Going back to Chiho and her mom, Chiho's mom knows that, well, Chiho wants to go with them, with Mao and stuff. Which brings the fact that she also met Emi Yusa, and she's like, well, if you go with Emi and promise to be safe, I'll allow it. Which in turn, while Emi was talking to Susanoo, they basically mentioned that they would like to keep an eye on him, on Mao, and they can't just leave Chiho since she knows she's a part of the group now. So that obviously makes things more interesting, that it's convenient because Chiho has to ask for their permission if she can go with them. So it's just convenience, if anything. After this little talk, we have Mao going back, letting his manager know that, hey, I'm gonna take this job, and you know, it's just important work stuff, nothing too much to go into. And then the funniest scene that it was shown at the beginning is just, of course, Sabro, I don't know how to put, the angel one just looks, turns, and just obviously goes for Mao. They have a chat, and then that basically ends with him being banned from the store, unfortunately. And then Mao and Chiho have a talk, which I got a little annoyed at Chiho because she's
I'm gonna focus on a weapon that's uniquely my own.
like, girl, you can do archery. I mean, come on. But meh, that's a little nitpick on my part. Then they all head together after Chiho talks to Emi and Susanoo. They all head together. They go to I don't remember the name, but it was a beach, and we get to meet Amane Uguro. I'm trying to pronounce it. Anyway.
Oh, gotcha. So you've got your wife, your daughter, and some gal pals? You can't help but be curious about your hubby's workplace, eh?
I'm not his wife.
She basically has the job that they need to help her with the shop, which, considering they get, I think it was 10,000 yen per day. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of hard work considering you are gonna earn a ton of good money. And then we get to see them all work together, clean up the place, just have everything ready. And yeah, pretty much episode 5 is more or less just a setup for what comes next.
Oh, hello there. It would seem I got a touch carried away.
Episode 6. Now, there was something I forgot to mention last episode, but it's relevant to this one, is that the Amane does mention about a legend, or more a myth of some sorts, with how the fog was causing so much problems. And, well, for boats and for them, because it is eventually fogging up their area. So they all go inside, and as Alciel is looking outside, obviously a Cyclops is approaching them. And at first it's just a little like silhouette of it, so they were a bit confused. And then as it gets closer and closer, they're like, oh wait, that's not right. So yeah, there's definitely that. But we get to see another beast demonoid also appears, and they're both injured. Well, the Cyclops is injured. The beast demonoid is, well, more on the alert, alerting Mao and group that the humans did this, and he was talking in the language of their kind, which Alciel's a moron, because why is he speaking a different language and just causing more or less confusion all of a sudden? But anyway, and they get attacked by the fog and never to be seen again. A third one does come down, and this is the one where is one of Mao's trusted generals, Cameo. Because of having been injured by an unknown force, he becomes a black chicken, which is quite hilarious, but also very cute in a sense. Anyway, after these events, it is basically, just to sum things up very fast, because it's mainly just them starting to do work. Even Yurishihara is doing work, and he's just barely holding on. And they're so short-staffed. It is understandable, at least for me, that they were just completely overwhelmed. And if it wasn't for Chiho, Emi, and Susanoo joining in, yeah, they would have been completely done for. Then they have a quick fun discussion about, Mao's complimenting Chiho, which Amane is basically telling Sadao that he should compliment the other two, which, I mean, he does show gratitude, and they're like, we don't want it. Well, Emi doesn't want it. It's like, you owe me. And then Susan's like, well, I'm just doing my best to prevent the worst, which is funny because obviously they want a genuine compliment. Mao is oblivious to this. Alciel does reprimand him about it, but then just starts insulting mocking Susanoo. And yeah, that just ends with him getting knocked on his butt. So, I mean, he should have honestly watched his wording. That's his own fault. And it's funny how just the situations they get. And then Yurishihara's like,
so do you want me to start complimenting you?
Do you want me to kill you?
Kidding. Calm down.
yeah, I mean, come on, dude. But they actually have a serious talk, though, since they do mention about Olba and how he basically has a lot going on. So considering that the Oba teamed up with him, with Orishihara, because Orishihara wasn't just going to sit in prison, Oba is also not just going to sit in prison as well. So this implies that, yeah, Oba will come back to the story in a sense. And Emi and Yurishihara might have to team up, since, you know, Oba is connected to the two greatly, especially with how he knows things that he probably shouldn't, since he's able to know about other characters and their or mainly how the angel stuff is going on, since he wants to be part of heaven. So Oba's very suspicious. Aside from that, Chiho and Emi and Alice Ramos are all introduced to Cameo, you know, obviously in his bird form. And yeah, Alice is having fun with him. He basically wins only to be, well, threatened by Emi. The biggest thing that was important to know at the end of the episode was who beat the demon, the two other demons, and Cameo. And it was none other than Amane. And yeah, it leaves off with the mystery of Amane possibly being superhuman. There is a lot going on for sure, and considering these two episodes together tell such a big story, it makes things a lot interesting. Amane is definitely a very mysterious character for now. She has a bubbly, fun side from the looks of it, very energetic, and it just leaves a lot of questions with her if she was the one who beat them. So meaning she has powers for sure. So we'll learn more about her in the episodes to come by. So for the start of this beach arc with the 2 episodes, honestly, this is a blast. I can't wait to see what more messes Mao and the crew are going to get themselves in.